It's Perlo Wisdom and Ron Mont, and we are pucking deep. We haven't did one in a while. We had pre-playoffs. We made a couple predictions and looked at the future, and I think we got quite a few of them correct.
Well, not quite a few. We were about, I think we were about 50-50.
Really? No, I can't
Yeah, I
remember.
think we were 50-50.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anyways, we're going to be talking about what has happened up until now, some of the things we've seen in the series so far, looking at what Colorado is doing. I'm going to be looking at that. Philadelphia, whom I thought would take this series, is looking really good. I'd like to look at a little bit about Carolina, Ottawa. There's some really interesting things going on in that series. And right now, we have the Montreal Tampa Bay series on, and that's a barn burner. But we have three possible sweeps in the first round, uh, which is um, which is a little bit surprising. I guess, yeah, it's surprising, no doubt about that. We got Minnesota and Dallas playing a really good series over there, and then Utah came back to make it 1-1 in Vegas. They're looking young and fast.
Right, and Anaheim came back to take
Anaheim comes
them.
back against Edmonton. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. So we'll take a little bit on each series, and we'll and then we'll go from there. Not go from there. That's what we'll talk about. We're going to talk about each series, where it's going, and what's going on. So we'll start with the one that maybe might be very surprising to most. I have to admit, I didn't think Philly was going to be doing what this good against Pittsburgh. I have to admit, but I did like Philly in that series. Being a Philadelphia Flyers fan, what do you think, Ron, about that series so far?
Well, I'm not just a fan. I am a fan deeply, of course, but I'm also, I take the fan hat off sometimes and I look at it analytically and I look at the game the way I would it if I wasn't a fan. You know what I'm saying? So that's a bit of a difference. So, am I a fan? Being a fan, it's great seeing them um, play. I always think it's good for the NHL when Philadelphia is involved, no matter what, whether it's playoffs or outdoor games or outdoor series games or stadium series games or anything that involves the Flyers. All their national games, Philadelphia has some of the most national games, period. You know what I mean? They get the most national games because they're such a draw. Okay. Right. So, okay. It only makes sense if you're going to have, and it's good for the league when Philadelphia is in and playing, as
Yep.
far as I'm concerned. Right. And the fact that you got the Keystone rivalry, the fact that you got, this kind of feels like, or maybe I'm wrong, but the Sidney Crosby and the Malkin last hurrah, last go, last fight. You know what I mean? And it just kind of seems like that, and it just ain't. And Philadelphia has just basically pushed whatever offense that Pittsburgh has had to the outside and not really allowed them to penetrate like the way they play, like you said, like the way they played during the regular season. Pittsburgh has not been able to do that, and they haven't adjusted. And Philadelphia has just kind of rolled over them. They Pittsburgh has had their time in the offensive zone, and they've had their power plays and they've also had some shorthanded chances because Philadelphia's power play still hasn't gotten any better. You know, like they scored one or two goals, but they've had multiple opportunities and they've given up a lot of penalties. And so, if you're going to give up a lot of penalties and be on the penalty kill, and you're going to play against a team that's
Oh,
uh oh,
you're back. It's all right.
okay, if you have a bunch of guys doing the same or a bunch of teams doing the same thing, then you know what I'm saying. But Philadelphia is definitely taking it to Pittsburgh. Vladar is definitely outplaying Skinner 100%. There was a little issue there where his glove got ripped off there in game 3, and he was kind of flexing his hand. And it's kind of cool that they got a couple days off now, where he can kind of, take a little rest and get back right again, because he's going to be called upon for game 4. And let's face it, man, seeing Orange out in Philly and watching, I mean, okay, putting the fan hat back on, watching Gritty just completely take out the Penguin guy was really funny.
Mhm.
But playoff hockey in Philadelphia is like where it should be. Does that make sense to you, Perlo? Does that kind of feel right? Like when you say Philadelphia, you should say playoff hockey.
It's nice, man. It's nice. And um, if people wondering out there why the playoff system is put like because people are like they want 1-8 and all that kind of stuff like that, and I agree. I mean, logically that would be the case, but this is why the system that they have, or how do you the structure they have for playoffs, creates this Pittsburgh versus Philly first round, Minnesota versus Dallas. Yeah, the big games happen in these first rounds like this, and that's why it's like that. Is it logical? Should Minnesota and Dallas, one of them go in the first round? Logically speaking, no. But 3 years running, and in this Philadelphia Pittsburgh series, by the way, broke records for first round playoffs at 2.2 million viewers. That's why. So it's not changing. You scream and yell about it all you want. You can sign petitions or you can do whatever. The mighty dollar wins.
And the mighty rating wins. And it's just like I said,
ratings.
Perlo, right?
Yeah.
It's just like I said, man. When anything that's involved with Philadelphia, the NHL that's a good thing for the NHL, but it's also a good draw. Anytime you mention or have the Philadelphia Flyers involved in any kind of things like this, it's a big draw because it's a good draw for the national audience.
Yeah. Yep, that's right. That's what it's all about. But going to the game, I mean, yeah, it's just I going into playoffs in the modern day age now, I'll a lot of people are not wanting to embrace this, and I understand why, because the most exciting thing to watch is goals and back and forth and high end talent making great passes and all of that kind of stuff like that.
Well, that's fun
But
and all too, but
it's not winning in playoffs. It's not. Look at the Florida Panthers. Yeah, okay, they have some high end talent, but that team did not play with their food in the offensive zone. That team is a high volume shooting, shot suppression team that has shut down forwards all through their lineup, and that's how they win games. And they'll do anything to win. Like they're dirty. Yeah. If you're I hear comments all the time about, oh, that's just a dirty team. Yeah, well, you can take the word dirty out and put the word winning in. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. This is hockey, man. Yeah, this is the playoffs where you're going to do anything to win, and if that means elbowing, if that means getting away with whatever you can get away with, that's the way. It's the way it's always been. By the way,
all you have to do,
the Philadelphia Flyers built the whole.
all you have to do is look at that series, right? All you have to do is look at that series and see, oh, the penalty that happened against Sidney Crosby, and the parade of penalties that have happened in those 3 games so far of players that have gone to the box, and the number of misconducts that have been assessed. The fact that Brian Russ basically just attacked Konechny, slammed his head against the ice. I think there should have been some kind of phone call or hearing for that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the I don't even know what to call it. The whatever the whatever it was that they called against Sidney Crosby was completely and utterly warranted. But
Yeah. The frustration came out in Pittsburgh for sure, no doubt about it. And
okay,
yeah,
and you're seeing that a little bit, and it's starting to affect the team. You know what I mean? In those bad penalties, that's the times when Philadelphia actually scored on the power play.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Philadelphia may find themselves in that situation as well. They know that they have to stay out of the box. Uh, they have a good penalty kill, but yeah, the power play is going to be a problem moving forward, no doubt about that. And although they are a great shot suppression, going back to my point, that's the reason why I took Philadelphia over Pittsburgh. They're a great shot suppression team. Less shots, less goals. When you have a guy like Vladar who's able to play as well as he has this year, it's just look at that. So I'm going to travel from that, and I'm going to go to that Carolina Ottawa series.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh, yeah.
I thought Ottawa was going to have more of a chance here, and I kicked myself because Carolina did something going in the regular season they never did before. They sat players down the stretch. And there's another thing, and this is a reason why I have taken Carolina Colorado final. And I got Carolina to win and Colorado to win. Either way, if you pick both of those, you'll put money in your bank account. And the reason why I did, and I thought about this earlier in the season, I said that there's an advantage for Carolina and Colorado because those two teams are the most well-conditioned teams in the league. McKinnon demands his players to be well-conditioned, not just asks. He demands it. Like, from what I understand, he'll get real pissy with players that are not, he bugs them.
Not towing the line.
If they're eating sugar, like right down to the T, man. These are, and you could say the same for Pittsburgh, but that style of play, I don't think it had to do with, and they're getting older and they had a lot of young players. But Brindamore, I mean, that team has got
a machine. If Brindamore's a machine, imagine what his team is going to be.
When you are an example to players like that, you can say, and not only that, if you're going to play a man-on-man all over the ice, you have to be a machine. And there is Taylor Hall looks, I think, more physically strong than he ever did in his career in Carolina. His legs have gone a little bit. He's not as fast as he was when he was in New Jersey.
Yeah.
But that he looks more physically strong than ever, and I think that's just the Carolina effect. And I should have, but I don't know why I didn't put more weight on this, because with the condensed schedule the way it is, it was a huge advantage to be as well conditioned as those two teams probably are compared to other teams in general. You're seeing it.
It seems like Minnesota is kind of fallen in that kind of category too. You know what I'm saying? They seem like they're kind of a little bit in that category where they're still able to just outwork you, outgrind you, hit you, outshoot you, whatever. Minnesota is just able to have that, and that's why I think the Minnesota Dallas series is. And that to me that's must-watch hockey right there. Okay,
I still think Dallas pulls that out. But going back to the Carolina Ottawa series, they've got to learn from that series of what it means, because they look tired. And top that off, like maybe Carolina made them look tired. Like if you're going to beat a Carolina, first of all, they need more speed on that team, and second of all, it's. You got this summer here. You know what to do. Like if I'm Green, and I think he's a great coach, I'm saying, if you guys see what that team is, if you really want to be able to succeed and win a cup, every single one of you need to commit this summer. And we'll get you set up with Gary Roberts or, these trainers that are amazing trainers, and you will dedicate yourself all summer long. Cancel your vacation plans except for maybe like 2 weeks. But if you think you're going to screw around all summer and come back here, we're not winning nothing. That team will eat us up and chew us out again next year if we ever happen to play them. So you know what you do. So the question is whether they will adhere to it, because there was some guys there. Oh, Tampa. No. Sorry. There were some guys there that didn't look like they were strong enough to compete. Timmy Stützle. Kid's got skill, but down low, he was just getting destroyed by.
And you need more than just him.
More than just him. Brady Tkachuk, honestly, he was getting absolutely pummeled.
Mauled. Yeah.
Series. And I love Brady. I love me a Tkachuk. I do.
I do too. But, that's how you have to play him. Right? So they're actually, Carolina is playing Ottawa the way that they need to play them. It's like what you talked about when you talked about the Colorado series, how Colorado is just, they're using their sticks. They're not really hitting. They're not really, you know what I mean? They're not really fully engaged. And I feel that that's kind of what's going on here with Carolina. Carolina is just doing what they need to do in order to take care of Ottawa. You know what I'm saying?
They out-hit them the first 2 games. They out-hit Ottawa, which shouldn't be, but they were hitting like crazy. And then they just softened them up, and then it was possession after that, and they were tired. But we can go to that Colorado series now too, yeah, because we want to talk about that. Up 3-0, and you got lots of people DMing me saying, "What's going on with Colorado?" And what I see with Colorado is that they know that they can take LA. And they're playing down to the competition to the point where they're like they can turn it on whenever they want. What do you think about that, Ron?
See, I have Colorado and or Dallas coming out of the West all day long. So what I think about that is they're kind of doing what they did at the beginning of the year. They were like, the regular season here, hold my beer. Right. And then they just proceeded to win the President's Trophy. And I think we're going to see a team that not only just won the President's Trophy, but is also going to be able to do exactly what they need to do in order to win where they're at right now. I think this is a better Colorado team than the 22-23 Cup winning team.
Yeah.
Okay. I really do. I think their goaltending is better. Okay.
I'll give you that.
Right. Okay. And that in and of itself. So can you imagine having that cup winning team of Colorado with better goaltending?
Yeah, I mean, it's maybe at least as good, I suppose. But they had Landeskog before his injury, and I mean,
true. But I feel that Landeskog he's been the one carrying the mail for this series as far as that's concerned.
They've let him go a little bit. Yeah, but if you look at the stats sheet, they're like McKinnon's like getting like 1 or 2 shots a game. They're not hitting. They're playing. All they're doing, they're playing them with their sticks, and they're just taking pucks off them and stuff like that. And then, like you saw, like I think it was game 2 when LA got up 2-1 in the third.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, you saw Colorado just start freaking playing Colorado hockey.
It was like
I was like reaching. Colorado money line right now. They're gonna win this.
Yeah.
As soon as they turned it on, you could tell LA didn't have a chance. So I see them just going like, we know we're gonna give LA as much as we have to, and that's it, and win this series. And I love it because there's going to be people whoever they're going to play next would be Dallas, or would it be Dallas, Minnesota? Wouldn't it? I think it would be. Has to be, which is crazy. Again, that playoff system that they have.
It might
No,
be
it would be.
no,
Yeah, I think it would be, even though it should be Utah.
no,
But
it'll probably be the Utah Vegas. Whoever wins the Utah Vegas will
let
probably
me
be
see that how that, because it's so crazy how they do the playoffs now.
right.
I'll look up the playoff bracket here. Anyways, whoever they play, people are going to start thinking that there's something wrong with Colorado. I don't think there's anything wrong with Colorado. They just know that they've been there before. They know, and they did this in the regular season too. There was a lot of games where they just won 2-1, just did exactly what they needed to do.
I mean, there's a reason why they won the President's Trophy. There's a reason why they have, over 50 wins. So who would they play?
Well, I'm trying to find the bracket.
Oh, the playoff bracket.
No, yeah, I was right. They'll play Dallas. They'll play Dallas or Minnesota. I was right. Vegas, Utah, Edmonton, because Vegas is in the other conference.
Oh yeah, you're right. So
Yeah, so they play Dallas, Minnesota. Dallas or Minnesota. Now that one,
right. And hey, and you were right too about if Philadelphia wins out of Pittsburgh, Philly, that they'll be playing Carolina too.
yep.
Right, man. That's that's going to be an ugly series.
Like logically speaking, that shouldn't be the case. Colorado should be playing Utah. Utah is the lowest seed, and Dallas should be playing Vegas or Utah or Vegas. Maybe I just did a Freudian moment there where I took Utah. But Colorado should be playing the lower seed, and it would be Vegas or Utah because both of them had lower amount of points than
Yeah.
So that's what it should be, and then Edmonton, or Anaheim if Anaheim beats Edmonton. Yeah, they should play that. That's the way it should be logically, but they have it set up that they don't want blowouts in the first round and stuff like that. So it's either Vegas to Anaheim or Edmonton, Utah or whatever. So that's going to be the big one. If they get past that, I think they're good. And you're going to see a different Colorado team against that Dallas team, and I'm taking Colorado for sure.
Okay, because see now that I had picked Dallas to win the West, right? I had them going against Colorado to be the ones that was going to go to the West. Okay, so I was expecting this to be a little later in the playoffs than second round. I was anticipating this being more of the conference final game. You know what I mean? Series with Colorado going against Dallas. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, the Minnesota Dallas series, right? Like that's must watch hockey right there, dude.
Yep.
Right? I mean, and the fact that it's 2-1, like it's been a back and forth. You know what I mean? So we're gonna see if the road team can win, like the road team won against, Dallas was the higher seed, wasn't they? Right, and Minnesota was able to win a game, and then Dallas came back and won a game, and then you know what I mean. So I don't know, but you think Dallas is going to win this one? I think Dallas is going to win this one too.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
It seems like Minnesota's kind of running out of gas.
Well, it helps that apparently Zuccarello's coming back, and I think that's huge
Oh
because
wow, okay, yeah, that's really big, huge.
that's big because I mean they putting. I mean, I like Brink. I really do like Brink, but I can't really call him a top line player in the playoffs. Can't put Tarasenko there. It really hurts their depth not having Zook. But it's again, I'm just going with the shot suppression teams. Dallas is a heavy shot suppression team. Top 8 teams, the top 8 shot suppression teams in the regular season made the playoffs. So like I've tried, people have like tried to argue with me on this or stuff like that. I'm like, proof is in the pudding, man. That's where the game is going. Analytics say that if you have less shots on net and a good goaltender, you have more chance to win. Imagine that. That just seems logical, doesn't it?
Well, but you know what else is going on though, Perlo? And if you look at what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
so you're looking at players now wearing a lot more equipment now in the leg area, right? More hard shell type padding. I see guys now wearing they have the shell over the skates now. You know what I mean? I see
Mm-hmm.
guys wearing that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what else I'm also seeing too? And that's guys buying in to blocking shots. Okay.
Yeah,
And that I
but 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 before you go on, the best shot suppression team in the league also had the least amount of block shots. Carolina Hurricanes.
well, I mean,
Because
Carolina Hurricane.
they do it with possession. Dallas as
Well,
well.
okay, yeah.
Possession is everything. Possession is everything. Two things wrong are going wrong when you're blocking shots. You're in your own zone and you don't have the puck. Those are two things you don't want. Minnesota, one of the highest block shots teams in the league. That's the
Right.
reason why I like Dallas. Dallas is a better possession team. And possession seems to me that possession wins in Florida Panthers. I mean, when it gets right, that doesn't mean that you want players that won't block shots either. I mean, I'm not saying that. You do need
So okay,
that's
so now you got a possession team against a suppression team.
yeah. Well, yeah,
Well, that's
you're a
what's gonna end up
possession team
happening.
and a suppression team, and you have guys that are good at blocking shots. Combination of all of those things, and you got a pretty strong team. And you don't need to have that superstar on your team. Look at Edmonton Oilers. Not a good shot suppression team. Not not bad at possession, but their bottom lines are terrible at it. You know, you can have your superstars till the day is long, but you come up against a Florida team that can do all the things I just said, you ain't winning. You ain't winning.
I
It's
mean,
simple as that.
is that why
It's
you
not
think
likely, anyways. Not
is
likely.
that why you think that Edmonton is having a hard time against Anaheim?
Their bottom six is very easily exposed.
Right.
If you can, I mean, with their bottom six, you don't need to worry about them too much, right? You just got to focus on having someone on McDavid and Draisaitl as much as you possibly can, realizing that they're still going to get their points, but if you can minimize them as much as possible and wear them down. Like last year, Edmonton was very fortunate to get a high shooting percentage from a lot of players like Kapanen and stuff like that that were beyond their career averages. And that's not going to happen on a regular basis. And that's not happening this year. If Anaheim wins, I'm not totally surprised, but I thought with Dickinson in, I thought they were going to be okay. Dickinson, Hopkins on that third line. You know, Savoy is overmatched up on that top line. He's going. Remember, I said Savoy's probably going to end up going down to the third line.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
down there.
yeah. Down
He's
there this
down
year,
there,
yeah.
down there now. He's overmatched up there. So their depth is just it's very difficult. Their depth is very difficult for them. And I think it's going to hurt them this series. They got people picking them to win the cup. I don't see it. I don't
Oh,
see them beating
really?
Colorado. I don't see them beating Vegas. I don't even see them beating Utah.
Yeah, no, yeah. Nah, nah, nah. Um, I don't know, man. I think Vegas might have it against Utah, but that's another one there too. That's must watch hockey games
Yeah.
because you got both teams that are just hungry enough, that are just talented enough, that are you know picking and clawing and scraping. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, geez, that second game for Utah, they were all over. Their speed is palpable. And they've got a great coach. They've got a great coach, underrated. Turney is a great coach, but if you don't slow them down somehow, if you don't Vegas has to learn to dump and chase more, and I think Torts is going to go after that last game. He's like, okay, look, I've been hands off up until now because I just came in on the scene and I'm letting you guys go and I'm letting you guys do because I want to see what you're doing. I want to see what you are as a team. But I think he's going to say, like, in after that game, he's like, "We'll go over the tape, and I'm going to show you what you already know. This team is beating you to every puck, and if you are going to play around with the puck in the offensive zone, and you're going to try to make these cute little passes against Utah, they're going to destroy you. They are going to destroy you. So." I think you're going to see the Torts team start to come out here. Now you're going to see a lot more, a lot more dump and chase, high lobs, beat that defense up, slow this team down because if you don't, Utah's going to run right over you. Keller, Gunther, Cooley, these guys are quick as heck and they're great with their stick. You're going to make little passes in the D zone. Just get the damn puck out. Just get the damn puck out. You
I
don't
mean,
just you're not going to make. You're making these high, like these guys are too good with their stick to be trying to make little passes in the D zone and stuff like that. You got to slow down this game. I wouldn't even doubt if he goes back to the way what he did in Columbus, where he says just ice it, ice the puck, slow the game down, make them have to start all over again, make them do it, take the crowd out of it. That's what he did against Tampa Bay, and that's how he won. He did that he did that with those Rangers teams that made the finals. Same thing. So I think that's what we're going to start seeing. I think this after that game, he's going to start stepping in and say, "Look, I've been kind of hands off, but I am the coach, and this is what I see." So we'll see
yeah.
today.
Okay.
I think
Okay.
that's going to be interesting to see.
I agree. I agree. Here's another one too that we all expected Buffalo to come in being, one of the top seeds and everything else like that. And then we saw Boston come in and grab a good top level on that as well too. And currently right now Buffalo leading the series 2-1. And I don't know, man. It seemed like it just seemed like Buffalo was a little bit confused as to what was going on. And now look, see, this is where their inexperience is going to come in, you know. Um, but are they going to still be able to be just talented enough to win enough games to go on? What say you about Buffalo and Boston?
I said it from the beginning that, and this is another thing that I've more learned as the series has come on. And I didn't think about this when I took Philly to beat Pittsburgh, but I also think for the very same reason I said about the most highly. By the way, Rick Tocchet is no slouch in the gym either. I think he's got those. There's a reason why Michkov has been held up high for coming in out of shape. A lot of players come in out of shape, but they usually don't get highlighted like Michkov did. This is a glowing example of what Tocchet just won't take care of. So go take that and go to the Buffalo series. There's also something else with Philadelphia that I thought might be a problem with Philadelphia, and I thought maybe with Buffalo, and that's that they are a young team with not much playoff experience, but they've got young legs too. So it's actually, I think, because of the condensed season, these young teams have a bit of an advantage. They're not as. I took Buffalo to win this series, and I'm sticking to it. I didn't think about it that way. I just looked at roster versus roster. Boston's, again, we talk about Edmonton Oilers' depth being shallow. Boston's
Same
too.
thing in Boston, yeah.
Boston's third and fourth lines do not match up well against Buffalo.
Right.
The need that they have and stuff like that. They just it's you got Middlestat and Zach is okay and Arvidsson, but they're getting on the older side. And I think I thought the Buffalo Speed would eventually win over here. So, and I still think they do. In fact, I'll go as far as to say I don't think Boston wins another game this series.
Okay, because I got to be honest with you here. Watching Omar play, he just seems a little bit not quite. You know what I mean? Like
it's like Allmark. Oh, and that was the Ottawa series, but you're talking about
or Swayman. I'm sorry,
Swayman. Oh,
yeah,
he looks all right to me.
I mean, he looks all right, but he just seems like he's a little bit like
maybe Boston, he's getting tired from getting all those pucks all year.
So that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Like, so I watched the first 2 games of this series, and I was like, wow, okay. Buffalo, their inexperience showed a little bit there at the beginning, and then their talent kind of took over a little bit there. You know what I mean? And then watching Boston play a little bit, kind of the way they were playing, and it just seemed like Boston was getting a little bit more lucky, and Buffalo was just trying to find their way. Like, I'm not sure really how the best way I can explain it to you is this. Buffalo has not been to this dance before, and it's been a really long time. And they have a really, really good, talented team, and they're figuring out how to win in the second season. And so, are they going to stumble once or twice? Yeah, but I think they're finding their way here, and Boston just happens to be in the way.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many things I learned from this, and I wrote them down. These young teams starting the series at home. I mean, they hadn't won in 10 years or what? How long has it been? 15 years or whatever. They haven't made
more than that. Yeah.
Long time. And I think there was a lot of distraction with that. Yeah, people like Buffalo fans are awesome. They're friggin' amazing. They deserve this, no doubt about that. But you had people dancing in the streets like they were practically having a parade.
I mean, like, yeah, they were going crazy, right?
You're inviting all of your family. You got that going on, and you're trying to organize tickets.
You had Josh Allen, the quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, in there pounding the drum and
yeah. It was a huge spectacle and a lot of pressure and I think some distraction, and it showed in the first 2 games. Like they weren't quite right. Their passes weren't clicking, and you give that to this Boston team. I don't want to crap on this Boston team. You got that Boston mystique, and Boston teams play with heart. I don't care who's on that team.
Yeah,
I don't care who's on that team.
Yeah,
it is ingrained in the culture of that organization that if you're on that team, you've got great character, and they won't accept anything less than great character on that team. They traded away Sagan, remember, in a heartbeat. Some things happened there, and they didn't, he was immature and I don't know all the things that happened, but they traded him like that because they didn't think he was Boston material. And if you notice, Sagan hasn't won a cup since, but that's another thing altogether. But if you're going to be a little bit off, Boston will hurt you, man. Boston will hurt you, no doubt about that. They're a better team on paper, but they weren't playing like the better team on the ice. And Boston will take advantage of anything like that. They did it all year. They'll out energy you. Uh, they'll out. They have commitment, and they will grind out any game that you give them. Boston. How many times during the season did I see Boston not like lose because they didn't seem to care or that they didn't have it that night? Never. They bring it every single time, and yeah, and that makes up for their lack of depth and all of those things that they have. It will, but I just think in a 7-game series, you're not surprising anybody here, and I think this Buffalo team will settle down. Ruff is a good coach, and they'll take this. But yeah, any letdown, and Boston's all over you, man. They're like they're like ants. They just right all over you. So there can't be any mental letdowns anymore for Buffalo.
Wow, man, there you go. We just covered all the games for the first round.
Just like that, eh?
Right? Like just cranked them right off. Like, all right, now, okay, so let's see if we get this straight here. Now, we definitely think that Carolina's going to win the series. Clearly, you already picked them over Ottawa, right?
Yes.
Okay, and what do you think about still with Tampa Bay and Montreal? Even though they're playing right now and they're tied 2-2 in the third.
I'm sticking with my system. I'm taking the shot suppression team over. I think Montreal's still got to grow yet. They're going to be exceptional. I mean, they got some exceptional young talent on that team. Don't get me wrong, but I think Tampa's a little more savvy. They have a better system. Not that St. Louis' system is not as good. I just don't think these players have yet learned how to play in the playoffs in a system that is effective. They still have a lot to learn on the defensive side of the game. They have a lot to learn in a lot of things. They have a lot to learn in controlling everything, not getting too high, not getting too low. Talked about that last time. And I think overall Tampa Bay will win this series. And I took them before the series started. So,
okay,
but it's no slight against Montreal. I really think this team is going to. I really think they're building a team that is going to be amazing. I really do.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something now. When I was watching this game, okay, I saw a huge mistake, even though it didn't cost Montreal, but a huge mistake between Hudson and Dobish, where there was communication, a miscommunication between goaltender and defenseman, and thankfully it didn't result in any kind of damage or anything like that to Montreal. But still, you can't be having that at this time in the year, especially against a team like Tampa Bay, who has no problems pouncing on stuff like that. All right, so you got Tampa Bay over Montreal. I think we also said that you picked Philly over Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. And so we got Philly, Carolina, Tampa Bay, and Buffalo. Right?
I think the only series I'm going to get wrong is the Ottawa series, and I kicked myself for that.
So you think Ottawa's going to win? Or you picked Ottawa for that instead of Carolina?
Yeah, and I'm really upset at myself for that because that
what?
was
You did what? Okay.
I know. It was
shame on you.
I don't know what I was thinking on that one.
Well, let me ask you this.
And then I watched Carolina in the first game, and I'm like, oh yeah, there's no way Ottawa's.
I can't believe you even picked against them. Like,
yeah,
really?
Just because Anderson has his struggles and he's playing well. Like now,
Dude,
I took Carolina to make the final.
I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you in our last show that Carolina has just merrily been going along, and what's been the big difference for them has been Anderson has stepped up this year. He's been one of the reasons why they are where they are. You know what I mean? I
didn't see it. I didn't see it. His numbers don't show it, but he's certainly coming.
Okay,
And then
but
as soon as Zub went down for Ottawa, it was over.
well,
And I
okay,
should
so
have
yeah,
thought about that. As soon as Zub went down,
all right,
it was all over.
all
A
right.
good
So
thing I picked Carolina the rest of the way. I just say, oh, yeah, Carolina's
you
winning.
know, right? So I guess it's a foregone conclusion then against the Colorado LA Kings,
Yeah,
right? We
they
yeah,
finished it next game.
yeah.
They put it away
It,
next
it
game.
wouldn't have really mattered who Colorado was going to play in the first round. I was going to
I
pick
think
Colorado.
Colorado ups their tempo and puts it away now, so they can get those extra days rest.
I see. That's kind of what I think too.
Mhm.
The Dallas Minnesota game. I had Dallas on this one. Um, because I picked Dallas to win the West, even
Mhm.
though I think Minnesota's been a really good team and they played really, really well, especially since the Olympic break, especially after getting Quinn Hughes. You know what I'm saying? And the team really made a go at it. But I just think that they're running into that a better team in Dallas.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, again, just go back to the way it was before. Gullickson has always been a good shot suppression coach. Rantanen's actually bought in, which I never saw coming. To tell you the honest truth, I never saw him do it before. But it might have been also because he wasn't asked to by the coaches there. His offense was more important. But Gullickson asked guys to buy in, and he has, and that's been huge for them. And Robertson and uh, the just the overall depth of Dallas, I think.
Well, getting Rupe Hintz back, he missed the first two games.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge for them. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean,
I,
okay.
I think Minnesota is next year. You watch out because I think they're going to be doing some stuff in the off season. They're
I
not.
agree.
They've got Hughes, right? I don't know if he's going to sign there. I'm sure they're going to offer him 17 sheets or something like that to stay.
Right. Right.
Money won't be the reason he leaves. I can tell you that. But
Exactly.
they're going to add anything they can, and I still think they have a strong team, but they need another center. Hartman's just not a number one guy up there, and I think
Well,
that's
not
really
anymore. And he's aging out.
yeah, and he just isn't. He's a gamer. I love it. I love his heart and his loyalty.
Exactly.
All of those things that he brings down better in the lower lines than up there. He can't. He's not a player that can create with guys like Boldy and Kaprizov. And I think they come hell or high water, they're going to get that guy in next year. And then you can start looking at Minnesota really doing some damage, maybe. But this year, I think they're just overmatched depth wise.
I agree. 100%. 100%. But man, I do really like the way that Garen has got them going, the direction that he's got them going. I like what he's been trying to build up there. And so, all right. Vegas, Utah here. I was a little bit surprised that Utah made it. So I think we're getting to see a Vegas team now where with John Tortorella coming in and being the coach there for the last 9 games to help get them and solidify their place in the playoffs. And now you're seeing, I think with what you said earlier about, him kind of sitting back and letting them play a little bit so he sees what he's gotten. And now he's going to have to start putting his hand in here and go, okay, and this is what we're going to have to start doing. And I think you're going to see a bit of a more improved Vegas team, even more so than what they have been with the fact that he's been there in Vegas.
Yeah, I hope so. That I was wrong. This could be the other series. Actually, even the Anaheim series I could miss out all those series. But I'm a little shaky with Vegas right now. The way those kids, the way Turney has those kids playing, beating them to the puck everywhere. Now I don't know if they're going to be able to keep that up forever, playing that kind of high speed. But I mentioned before about I realized too late that these younger teams might have an advantage with this condensed schedule, and Utah is definitely the younger team. Those legs, and Stone is getting up there. Marner's played quite a bit of played a bit. Eichel's getting up there a little bit. But I mean, they should still be able to hold out, but they've got a lot of older players. They've got older players on that team, and they never really were like Stone's not fast. Marner's very skilled. I wouldn't necessarily call him a speed demon though. Eichel's got legs. They really miss Carlson there. But if Utah keeps on beating them to the puck like this, my bet's done. Because this Utah team, when they get going and they're beating you to the puck the way they are right now, like they did in that second game, I don't think Vegas has a chance. But watch Tortorella; he's going to slow this game down.
So that's kind of what That's kind of where I was going to see what we look like after this next game here, game 3.
This game's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, right. I'll definitely be tuning into that one for sure. All of these games have been must watch TV here, and we're gonna save the Edmonton and Anaheim game here for last. And I don't know, man. It seems like McDavid's a little bit on the gimpy side. Like he seemed like he got a little tweak there, like his knee, ankle, something. The other game, the fact that Anaheim was able to basically come in and punch Goliath in the mouth, if you want to say that, and take a game from them in Edmonton. I mean, seriously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like I said, Edmonton's depth is a problem, and Joel Quenneville is a smart coach. He's won cups, and people don't talk about this with those Chicago teams, but they had their share of dirty players on that team, man, including Jonathan Toews. People don't like to mention it. Jonathan Toews would do anything to win. He elbowed in the head. He slashed. He played. He did whatever he had to do to win. And Joel Quenneville knows that if you're going to beat teams like Edmonton, guess what? You see McDavid there, nobody's looking. Make sure you're bringing the pain on this guy. You're a defenseman like Lacombe, and you've got a clear shot and McDavid's in front of the net. Don't worry about the net. Shoot at McDavid. I'm telling you, if I'm Minnesota, by the way, going back to that series, and I was saying this all along, because Gullickson plays that collapse system where they basically block shots all over the place and stuff like that. The first game or two, I would be putting it back to Faber and just telling him, don't even bother hit the net. Shoot right just above the ankles in midsection. Just bang, 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 bang. Soften these guys up. Make them think twice before they go in front of that net. And if I'm Chicago, saying Chicago, Anaheim, and I think he's doing it. They're going to take penalties. They might have to even take penalties, but they're going to beat up McDavid. They're going to beat him. They got big boys there. Carlson, Gunther. Killorn knows all about it in Tampa Bay. Killorn knows all about breaking some ankles out there. Gudas. Yeah, they know all about breaking some ankles if you need to. And that's what they're doing. And that's what I'm concerned about here. Because if they can soften up McDavid enough and you saw him limp off in the back and there's something with his ankle and all that kind of stuff like that, this bottom 6 for Edmonton ain't beating no one. They're not beating anybody, not even Anaheim, who doesn't really have any. They have 2 shutdown players in their lineup. They have Troy Terry and Lacombe, but they got a lot of big boys, and if they play aggressive and physical against and do whatever they can to win, they can do it. They can do it.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, man. That's predictions on all the series, and we got a breakdown on all the series too, man. Yeah, it's like we know what we're talking about, man.
It's pucking deep, getting in deep every series, every time, all the time. And I guess we'll call it a day on that one.
Our full 42?
My full 42. That's my full 42. Well, I can't be because I got a show after this. I'm gonna have to go gas up.
Okay. Well, hey, listen, let me say this, Perlo, thank you very much for taking over on this here, man. I just want to come out and say that R&J Media is working hard to we have to get a new computer. I tried to do I recorded a show and then I tried to record it and produce it and everything, and I wasn't able to do it. It basically shut down my computer that I'm working on right now. So I was like, okay, but we are working on trying to get things rolling here. So be patient with us. Stay tuned. Please keep watching the Puck in Deep shows on Perlo's channel. Be sure to hop on over to the RJ Media channel to check out some of the stuff over there too. Like I said, as soon as we get stuff up and rolling here, man, we'll be back. So thank you very much for watching us, man. Thank you, Perlo, for having us on. Catch me over at RJ_media on X.
Yeah. You can find me on Rico and Perlo's House of Exotic Jaime's NHL Picks Frolic at 10 p.m. Eastern on this channel or on Exotic Wagers. Go check out that. Exotic Wagers with a Z. Search that on YouTube or go check him out on his Twitter at Exotic Wagers. That's Dre, where we show you what professional handicappers break down games and come up with their picks. It's a lot of fun. We have a few laughs and all kinds of frolic over there. And you can get all my playoff picks at winnable.com. Search for Perlo on there, or you go over to Perlo's NHL POW and you can find it highlighted on the top of my profile page. Actually, you know what? I'll put it right down in the comment section here, or in the description, I should say. I should do that. I'll put it down in the description, the link. You can check it out. You get for $50, you get all my picks for the rest of the playoffs. 26 or 28, 6 and 1 and 28 and 6 on premium goalie saves props this year. That's just on that alone. The value is awesome. Okay. This has been Puck in Deep, and we're going to bring you some more of this fine frolic somewhere along the line here, probably after this series is over. Thank you, Ron, for coming in. Make sure you're checking out RNG Media and all of their stuff. And also check out Specters Hockey. I want to bring that up too. Mr. Great Lyle Richardson.
Yeah, fantastic. Man. SpectersHockey.net.
He's busy right now doing playoffs. It's hard to get his time, but when he'll be back on again, he's one of the finest in the land, my friends. This has been Puck in Deep. Thanks for coming in. Talk to you next.